Go ahead. Make my day.
Long live the king. You killed him. No. I am your father.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Obs and Ends Gaming's Movie Corner. Today, your holes are being fucking entered by me, Nickolas Zombie and Obsolete2003.
Yo.
And returning inside your ear holes today, Espionage TV7.
I don't go into anybody's holes. But I'm sorry, did you call it Obs and Ends Gaming?
Look, man, it's been a while. I don't remember what the name of the show is.
Odds and Ends. Odds, not Obs. I'm gone for, I don't even know how long ago.
Obs and S Gaming, yeah.
It was Obs and S originally.
Odds and Ends.
There you go.
There you go.
It's another movie corner.
Welcome to the movie corner where we correct each other.
Namely,
How have you been, human being listening to this? Good? Leave a comment down below. While you're down there, hit that like button. Thanks.
subscribe.
So today we're talking about Prey.
Are we praying?
Yes, and we're having dinner. And late, since we all care about each other, it's Eat, Pray, Love.
Oh,
I am horseshoeing that fucking joke in here really hard today. But anyway, yeah, we're talking about the new Predator movie that came out on Hulu for some stupid reason. I guess Disney thought it couldn't make money, and now it's like the biggest movie to ever premiere on Hulu.
yeah.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's the biggest movie to
It is
premiere on
Hulu's
Hulu.
biggest premiere of all time.
Of a TV show, of a movie, of anything.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Movie should have been in the theater. I don't know why it wasn't.
Well, if you ever saw The Predator, but that movie was trash.
I think
That
they were
movie
just
should have
playing
went straight to Hulu.
They were just playing it safe. All the Predator movies are on Hulu, and like fucking since I watched Prey, Hulu keeps recommending every single Predator movie to me. It recommends me Predator, Predator 2, The Predators, the Predator, Alien vs. Predator, Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Like I get on, I turn it on, and it's like every single Predator movie is recommended, or it's in the watch it again list.
Yeah, those are good movies.
Yeah, I mean, and I definitely love the first two movies. I really enjoyed Prey, but yeah, I don't need to fucking be recommended to watch every single installment in the entire Predator franchise every time I get onto Hulu.
Hey, sometimes people want to binge watch Predator movies.
But yeah, anyway, we are here to talk about Prey. I personally really enjoyed it. I liked the character work. I liked the quick moving story. It wasn't, too slow that it dragged out. It wasn't too fast that I was like, what the fuck is going on? The pacing was really good. Everything of the movie I thought was, for the most part, fantastic. But I think we should, before we get into anything, probably do a quick synopsis of the thing, shouldn't we?
Well, let's also say, Obs, did you enjoy the movie as well, or?
Yes, I did. I was pleasantly surprised. I would say I had high expectations of the film. Just, I was hoping for good, and I wasn't disappointed. Yes, I enjoyed it a lot.
And how did I feel, you ask? Well, thank you. I also...
I'm sorry, I was taking a sip of soda, but yes, I was about to ask you.
No, you're fine. I was more of a joke at S for the audience listening. I enjoyed the movie as well. It was really good. I was really happy to have a good Predator movie since the last one sucked so much ass. It's cool. It was such a good movie. I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed the kills. Enjoyed the protag. Enjoyed the setting.
Yeah.
You think there's gonna be a sequel?
They're talking sequel.
I don't want a sequel.
Probably like the Schwarzenegger and the Danny Glover.
Yeah, I
This is
just
kind of a prequel sequel.
I don't want a
Yeah.
sequel directly. I want another movie like this.
I want Predator another timeline, another
Exactly.
time era.
Dude, fucking imagine like a fucking Predator facing off against like a fucking Knight Templar or some shit. Like you goddamn fucking a sword and shield carrying knight like versus the Predator. Hark, foul beast! Am I the only one that found that humorous?
No, it'd be cool. Like Predator and fucking on a pirate ship, Predator versus Yakuza. I want to see some cool shit with the Predator.
Dude, Samurai versus Predator would be
Exactly.
fucking badass
It's
shit.
so fucking cool.
So anyway,
It was
go ahead. Sorry.
no, you're right.
No, I was just gonna say, let's give a quick synopsis, not a whole fucking, breakdown play by play of the movie, but needless to say, at this point,
Hey, we tend to do that where our movie corner discussions is longer than the actual movie itself.
Yeah, our synopsises are never short.
that's what I'm saying. Let's keep it short. Well, this movie, I
we
mean,
can try. Augie's not here, so maybe it might help. Might work, but it's also you just
Well-
tend to like to go through the whole fucking movie.
well, this movie wasn't like super complicated with a whole lot of background shit going on. It was pretty basic.
Leatherface.
Oh man.
But I did want to say before we get any further spoilers from this point on, spoilers ahead. So if you have not seen Prey, and if you think it's something that you're going to do, first of all, I think all of us will say that it does seem like it's worth it. So go
It's worth the Hulu free trial.
go get yourself a free trial, borrow somebody's account, or use your own if you have an account. We're just assuming that people don't have accounts. But anyway, spoilers ahead. So anyway, movie kicks off. Where does the movie kick off? Movie kicks off with Naru being woken up to do her duties. Basically, Naru is a Comanche tribal woman in this small tribe. Everybody has their duties. Her brother Tabe, real badass dude, by the way. He's, I think, at the time the next in line to become the war chief. And basically, she has her place. Go gather plants, cook food, make medicine, stuff like that. And she's, obviously not content with her station in life. But she does her duties. However, whenever she's not having to do her chores and whatnot, she spends her time out in the woods practicing to become like a hunter warrior type person. So she actually is shown practicing. She has an axe that was given to her by her father, and her mother actually tells her that axe was not meant to be a weapon, that it's meant for cutting up something rude or something. But basically she uses this axe as a weapon, and she trains and gets really good with it, like as a throwing axe. Meanwhile, on some other part of the plain, I think they say that the location of this is the Great Northern Plain or something like that. A fucking predator, or what do they call them? Yatya? What's the official name for a predator?
It's something like that, and I've heard of people calling them that recently, and I'm like, it's just a predator.
So we
I don't know. We're trying to.
we just gonna call it predator.
Yeah, it's like a yaka or yacha. I don't fucking know.
Yachwa.
Listen, xenomorph sounds cool as shit.
Yes.
Predator didn't really get that with his name, so
Anyway, the predator gets fucking just dropped off by its fucking buddies or something. Like, you literally see as Naru,
The Predator got dropped off at school. Have a good day, honey. Bye.
as Naru is out there training, and I think she's like hunting a rabbit or something, or a bird. She's hunting
hunting a
something.
rabbit.
Yeah, she's hunting a rabbit. She sees like this lightning in the sky, and she assumes it's the Thunderbird, which I think is a some kind of sign in Comanche folklore. But anyway, it's the fucking predator being dropped off by its buddies. I love that scene. It's like so funny to me. Like the predator just stands there watching as its buddies or its family or whatever just kind of drop it off and like, okay, call us when you're ready. We'll come pick you back up.
Enjoy your murder, honey.
I thought that scene was funny. Like, obviously the mystique the mystery of what the Predator is gone. We'll never get that back with any Predator movie after the first one. You know, no matter how many Predator movies get made or how good they are, it's something that can never be recaptured. I mean, the original, when you have Arnold and his team, like, you know, trying to figure out what the fuck is hunting them. If you see that movie for the first time and you're trying to figure it out too, I mean, that's just fucking awesome. But I do think that this movie did a good job, I should say, of maybe not building up the mystique of the Predator, but I do think it did a good job of it, the way it stalks and hunted the other group. But anyway, continuing on, you know, the day-to-day activities go on, and what is it? One of the guys gets kidnapped, fucking dragged off by a mountain lion, right? One of the tribesmen.
Yes.
Like a mountain lion, I don't know, maybe he was out hunting, and a mountain lion like snatched one of them up and dragged him off to its den. So a hunting party is organized by Tabe, the girl's brother, Naru's brother, and they go off to try to find the mountain lion. And I guess Naru sees this as her opportunity to prove herself. In the beginning of the movie, that's all she's about. She's about proving herself. Even like one of the lines that she gives is, you know, why do you want to hunt? Because you all don't think I can. You know, she's all about just proving herself, and that, you know, she's as strong and as tough as any other guy. So she decides to set out and go with the hunting troop, or with the rescue troop. One dude, he's kind of a jackass, telling her, you know, we don't need a cook to tag along, or we're not going to be out there long enough for a cook to tag along. But, you know, her brother sticks up for her, and he's like, you know, she knows how to track, and, you know, if we find him, we're going to need a medic, or we're going to need somebody who knows medicine, both of which she is good at. So they set out, and eventually they do find the guy. But there's a few, like, you know, there's a few things wrong with this picture. First of all, they find the guy alive. Like, why would the mountain lion not fucking kill or finish eating the guy? Secondly, Naru's been finding these weird tracks that don't really match up with anything else that she's encountered before. She finds a skinned snake that she doesn't know what kind of animal would just fucking kill and skin a snake like that. So already she's kind of like paranoid, like, you know, what the fuck's going on. They find the guy. They give him this orange herb that supposedly cools the blood. Like, that's how she describes it. It cools the blood, which, keep that in mind, because it'll be important later. And by the way, if either of you want to interject at any point, by all means.
No, I was gonna let you tell the whole movie, and I was like, at the end, I was gonna be like, see, we always tell the whole movie.
Well, I'm trying to run through it quick, but at the same time, you know, I'm not trying to, like.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah,
you're doing good.
Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing through it. What was I gonna say? The movie, yeah, it's pretty much, you know, young person trying to prove themselves. Kind of a little that bullshit where it's like, it's a girl, and I think everyone has universally said, "Shut the fuck up," to that. Like, it's just a good movie.
Yes.
It's nice to have another Ripley or Sarah Connor.
Yeah, I think
it's not to that level, I think, but she's pretty good.
They made it, I think, believable.
Yeah, they totally did.
But yeah, I do agree. They did not make her what I've heard the term Mary Sue. I mean, she is shown to practice, to actually work at improving herself. She is shown to hesitate, to make mistakes, but we'll get more into that a bit later. Let me finish I'll go ahead and finish the synopsis.
Where'd you leave off?
Well, anyway, so they find the guy. She gives him this orange herb that cools the blood. Like I said, keep that in mind. And they start heading off to take him back to camp. But for some reason, Tabe I think decides to stay behind to kill the mountain lion. And everybody else decides, you know, let's go on. And she's like, no, I'm not. There's something else out here. I'm going with him. So Naru goes after Tabe, and then one other guy decides to go and stay behind. So 3 people total stay behind. The rest take the guy that got dragged off by the mountain lion back to the village or to camp or whatever. So eventually the three of them find like the mountain lion's actual nest or his den, and Naru comes up with a plan. We'll scatter a bunch of dead animal remains here at the bottom as bait. We'll hide up in the tree, and then when the lion comes, we'll pounce it and we'll kill it. All in all, a pretty good plan. So Tabe goes and starts spreading like blood and guts and shit everywhere. Naru and this other guy, we'll call him Jackass, he's in the tree. And I found the most fucking hilarious thing, because this guy, he's like talking like the biggest shit. He's like, we don't need a woman out here. When the lion comes back, me and your brother will kill it. We are the men. And as he's talking, like he's literally talking about how me and your brother will kill it. We're men and blah, blah, blah. The fucking mountain lion comes out and fucking eats his ass.
Yeah.
He's just literally talking all this shit, and while he's doing it, completely distracted, probably calling the mountain lion's attention with his talking, like the mountain lion literally comes out, jumps up into the tree, and fucking eats his ass. And then it's Naru left with the lion, and she's like just kind of teetering on this this limb, and like I said, she's not shown to be just like an inherently badass, I take on everything, take on all comers, Mary Sue type character. She's shown fucking terrified as the lion is closing in. Now she's trying to hold her ground and all that, but she's backing up, she's losing ground on the edge of the branch, and right as the mountain lion pounces her, she manages to stab it with her spear in its side, but at the same time it swipes at her, causing her to fall and hit her head on the rock. After that we cut away to her waking up all of a sudden back in a tent, a teepee, back at camp, and her mother explains that her brother found her and brought her back to the village and then went back after the mountain lion. Well, she decides, hey, I gotta get back out there. As she's trying to get out of the tent, at that point the brother's returning with the body and the head of the mountain lion, having successfully killed it. At which point, they all kind of do the ululation, the howling and all that, and the chief decides to step down and make Tabe the new war chief. I guess he decides, because they mentioned earlier that he's getting old and that he's got leg problems or something, so I guess he decided to step down, and that Tabe is like the most suitable replacement, so he becomes a replacement. And rather than really celebrate for him, Naru's like, we didn't finish, we've got unfinished business. Whatever was whatever killed that snake is still out there. Tabe explains to her, hey, you helped me, you weakened the lion, but there's no reason to go back out there. And in the end, you weren't able to. I mean, you had a good idea, but you weren't able to bring it home. I'm the one that had to finish the job for you. So that kind of pisses her off, and in the morning she just kind of absconds and decides to go after whatever the fuck it was hunting, whatever made those tracks, whatever killed that snake, out on its own, on her own. And one of the coolest things of this movie, which is portrayed in one of the following scenes, is I love how the predator in this movie does not just go after humans. It goes after anything that it thinks can pose a predatory threat. Like, I think in the next scene we come across a wolf, like a fucking timber wolf, hunting a jackrabbit.
Man, when I was fighting the wolf, I was like, punk ass predator using its fucking camouflage. I don't know why. This is the only time I've ever felt like camouflage was such a cheat, and maybe because it was like in such an olden time, like for him just to go completely invisible against wolves and like Native Americans, like cheap ass fucking move.
Hey, did you notice though that the camouflage was not as good as the more modern predators? Like this one,
he's still pretty good though.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not good. Like I'm not trying to defend him using it or anything, but I did notice that any time like any fucking particles in the air or like water or anything hit it, like it kind of not short circuited, but it had like kind of that like
shimmer,
electrical shimmer, and you could see it better. Like
the old ones have that too, or no?
No,
Not as much.
They in Predator 2, it had that a little bit in the warehouse, but that was specifically, they said that they were making particles that were designed to cling to it. So it did have that, but it's because there were particles that were released and made for that. This, yeah.
This might be a faux pas, but I don't remember if I've ever seen Predator 2.
Oh man,
I like Predator 2 a lot.
I feel like I should watch it. Predator 1, I've seen a shit ton of times. I love Predator 1. Predators, great. AVP, first one's fun, second one's kind of dumb. I think I've seen every other Predator movie except Predator 2.
I think Predator 2 is very underrated. I think a lot of people
Do it
say
now.
yes, you should.
Alright, bye.
do it now.
But anyway, so
terrible.
the Predator saves the bunny rabbit. There's a line I never thought I'd say.
No, it doesn't. Oh, well, yeah, it does. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
The wolf killed it. The wolf killed the bunny rabbit.
No, it
that's
didn't.
why the Predator. Yeah, that's why the Predator knew the wolf was a fucking threat.
No,
He let
it bites
kill
it,
the
but it
bunny
didn't
rabbit.
kill it. The bunny rabbit ran.
It ran? I thought he fucking
did he
bit
kill
it
it or
and like
did it
killed
run?
it. I thought he killed it.
I think it got away.
Yeah, I think it got away
Did it?
too.
Oh, okay. All right, my
I'm
bad.
not sure.
I thought he killed it, and that's how the Predator knew it was that
He
was the
bit it.
thing
He
to fight.
chased it and bit it, but I
I
don't.
don't think that rabbit's gonna live.
I think
Get
I
bit
saw
by
it
a
like,
wolf?
well, it may have died from its wounds later, but it did run away. It didn't like do an instant death. But
I think
anyway,
he died from its wounds.
Anyway, the fucking wolf faces off against the Predator, and the wolf does wound this fucking Predator. Though I'll admit, this Predator gets fucking wounded at every turn, man. Every confrontation this Predator has, I mean, they do damage to it. I mean, there's green glowing blood everywhere in this fucking movie. The wolf bites it, starts bleeding. There's even this part where the fucking it has green like drool coming out of his jaws because it bit it. But anyway, it kills.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
It kills the wolf in the field, and then we cut back to Naru hunting the thing, and she keeps finding tracks and stuff like that, trying to get close to it. Fast forward, I think for a little bit, there's not too much that happens. There is this one scene where she's trying to cross like this area, and it turns out to be quicksand or quick mud. And she actually starts sinking in it, and she gets completely coated in mud. And I immediately thought that it was going to, like, oh, this is gonna come back later because she's.
That was such a cool little bait and switch. It must be like a little homage.
Yeah,
you think it's gonna be this, but no.
Exactly. We assumed, or at least I assumed, and it seems like Nick assumed as well, that she got covered in mud, and I totally thought the Predator was going to show up there, and it wasn't going to be able to see her, and we were going to have like that Dutch moment where, he jumped in the river and then crawled up onto shore and got covered in mud, but no, it was just kind of a little like, she wasn't sure she was going to be able to get out. The whole time that she's out on her little expedition, she's practicing as well. She figures out a way to tie rope to her little tomahawk, and that way she can kind of, throw it and pull it back to her, which is, a pretty useful tactic. So using that axe with the rope on it, that's how she manages to get herself out of the quicksand. Eventually, she runs afoul of a big ass fucking, I guess, grizzly bear. And one cool little thing is earlier when her and her brother were talking, her brother gave her a story about how he had to cross a river and he got his bowstring all wet and muddy, and then he ruined it. Well, I didn't know. I watched the movie twice, and I didn't notice it the first time, but the second time when we come back to it, she tries to pull the bow onto the bear to kill it, and her bowstring ruptures, which is kind of like a cool little callback to that she fell into the quicksand and she ruined her bowstring like that. Well, the bear hears the bowstring break, trods up the fucking little hill to try to eat her, and the whole time she's trying to run away and put her bowstring back onto the thing. Now this is a pretty funny scene, the way she runs away from the bear, and then like she like shoots this pitiful arrow at it that just isn't. It first of all, it arches downward, doesn't even hit it, and like I don't know what she thought it was going to do to the broadside of a bear. But again, she's shown like, holy fuck, what have I gotten myself into?
What are you doing?
Recording.
Recording what?
We're talking about Prey.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hello all, welcome.
Welcome.
Or welcome me to the conversation since I'm now part of it. Ha ha ha. It's me, Ringleader.
Yeah, we need to.
Anyway, going with Prey, you have my curiosity.
Have you seen Prey?
No, but I'm not gonna watch it, so it doesn't matter.
Well, you should watch it. It's a good movie. Are you a fan of the Predator franchise at all?
I like the Predator 2.
The one that Nick hasn't seen.
I like the urban environment. It really adds a whole level of complexity to the whole thing. Because usually, okay, I'm just gonna touch on this real quick. Most alien movies happens in space or in some remote town in the middle of nowhere, right? And most Predator things are also the same situation. But Predator 2 is unique because it occurs in the fucking city. New York of all places.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, yeah. So it adds a whole bunch of, scenarios to the situation, with the whole gangsters being killed, right off the bat in that one scene. And, who was it?
Danny Glover?
Danny Glover, yeah. When you tracks him down to that UFO site, it's on the ground and stuff like that. And everything, it was so different compared to what else you saw in Alien and Predator movies. It was just awesome. That's the one bit I want to touch. That's probably why Predator 2 stands out the most for me in terms of all those films.
Predator 2, I think, is very underrated. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, continuing on with the synopsis. So, basically, Naru finds herself cornered by a big fucking chungus grizzly bear. And she tries to escape by literally swimming into a fucking beaver dam. What's that name?
Yeah, beaver dam. Like I said, Chungus made me laugh. Anyway, go ahead.
Chungus.
It tries to get away by swimming into this beaver dam, which, of course, the bear immediately starts, like, fucking breaking through.
That was a great scene.
This is definitely my favorite scene in the movie. So, meanwhile...
It's so good.
The Predator, obviously, like, drawn to the
what
commotion.
The fuck is that?
Yeah, he's like, man, he probably saw that bear and it was like, man,
the biggest hard on of his predator life.
Right,
like that
looks like a fucking rumble right there. So so while it's trying to get, this little 115-pound, Comanche girl, it goes and picks a fight with the bear. Like, he pulls it, bear turns around, and again, like Nick said, the Predator in this was kind of a pussy because he's always cloaked. Like, he's like literally.
He's always cloaked, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, fight fair. They can't see. They don't have machine guns, bitch.
So yeah, he's cloaked, but he fights the fucking bear, and the bear actually puts up a pretty damn good fight. Like the bear
Predator fight. I wish I got a better view of it, but from what we could see, it was fucking cool. Man, when he comes running back in, like. It's like a wrestling match for
I was gonna say it's fucking WWE fucking style. Like first of all, it starts with a show of strength where they like push on each other. Fucking Goldberg and Brock Lesnar just fucking like pushing on each other. Like
it was
like
so sick. And when the fucking bear tosses him to the ground, they get bears like standing up, and then the Predator is fucking Undertakers and gets back up.
He's like sits up. Yes.
Oh yeah, it was so fucking
the
cool.
fucking bear lays out the Predator first, and keep in mind the girls we're watching this pretty much from the girls' point of view. From Naruto's point of view.
She's in the beaver hole.
At the beginning of the movie.
Man,
you should have watched it.
I've been stuck. My kids are like, "Hey, mom." I'm like, "Son of a bitch, I can't watch this."
Oh, it's good. You should.
So you haven't seen it either?
It's so good.
I'm like at the part with the lion where they're looking for the lion, like setting up as bait, and that's why I have to stop.
We're spoiling the shit out of it.
It's okay. I'm okay with that because I'm in the middle of watching it. I don't care. Hi guys, I miss you guys. I hope y'all are doing well.
Hi.
Look at it, all the crews back together.
Yeah, this is the odds and
ends. This odds and ends movie corner. Haha, you fool! This is actually shoot the shit. I forgot what it was called for a second.
Offshoot the shit.
Offshoot the shit corner. Offshoot the shit corner about Prey. If we were actually editing this, we should like the screen shovels and it turns into shoot to shit.
Shovels.
I don't fucking know what the word is.
Shuffle.
Like static goes up.
Oh, like blends in and stuff like that.
Yeah, there you go.
I
I
guess
like
I
the
can,
reference.
but I was
Boom.
Merge it.
Welcome.
yes. But anyway, so free talk.
Then the predator punches the shit out of the bear in the face, and it was sick.
And it like fucking like ruptures it. I don't know if he uses his claw
You
or
heard
just,
that fucking thug.
but basically
amazing.
the bear just
Bed.
fucking ruptures into just
I think
blood.
the predator lifts it up and then he guts it and he just starts pouring his blood and guts all over himself.
Yeah, all the blood pours down, and since it's cloaked, you can kind of just see the blood and nothing else.
Yeah, and then you just see the horror in her face as she runs, or she jumps in the water.
Yeah, she runs the fuck away. Like she's like,
Fuck
no,
yeah, you just saw
no,
a predator kill a bear. I'm out.
I'm not fucking with that. So as she's running, she gets cornered or caught, but by men of her tribe who came out to get her. And it's like 6 of them, and you know, she gets in a fight with another one that's kind of being a dick, and she actually holds her own until the guy's like, fine, go. He's like basically weeping at that point, like, fine, go, we don't need you. And she turns to go.
Yeah, they fight, right?
Yeah, they fight, and she actually does.
They kick her ass. Yeah, but they also kick her ass.
Yeah, well, after they fucking kind of cheap shot her, because remember the guy, once he kind of loses, he's like, fine, go, who needs you? And she turns to leave, and then she gets punched by the dude, and then the other guy hits her from he punches her in the face. There's another dude waiting and punches her in the face, and then that one she was fighting hits her from behind, and they all kind of just beat the shit out of her, you know, for insubordination or whatever. So
that was back in the day, true equality.
Yeah. So they basically tie her up and they're dragging her home. All the while one of them's like, hey, I gotta take a shit, or I gotta take a piss or whatever. And he's like, hey, we gotta stick together. And she's like, what, you want me to fucking shit right here? And they're like, no, good point, go. So he leaves. Meanwhile, like a bunch of fucking possums start running their way. And, you know, one guy shoots it with an arrow and he's like, hey, did you see that shot? And the girl's like, what do you think scared the possums to us? And before they can even like think about what she's talking about, the predator comes out and, you know, starts fucking their shit up. So he's doing his thing, picking them off one by one. They're all like shooting their arrows and trying to go after it and whatnot. It's just like kicking their ass. She uses this opportunity to just get her tomahawk back, cut her.
It does not kick their ass, it slaughters them.
Yeah, I mean, it just fucking beats the shit out of these guys. So she cuts herself free and starts to run away because she's like, again, fuck that shit. You know, I'm not gonna. I know.
I am not ready to fight this thing.
Exactly. So she runs away. That's where she meets the guy that went to take a shit out in a field. He kind of drops her down to the ground, and he's like, I got this thing. I can see it because he can kind of see the shimmer of it in the distance. He thinks that they're well hidden by the field, the tall grass, but it's got its 3 lasers, you know, its signature, you know, triangular shaped laser sight on the guy. Now the way that this predator's like laser weapon works is pretty different. In past Predator movies, whenever it locks onto something with its little, you know, tri-laser pointer, it has like a shoulder cannon that it uses, like a plasma cannon, and it just blows shit up. In this one, it's using bolts, you know, like a crossbow, like bolts, but they will land. They're homing bolts. Yeah, they land on whatever the laser dots land on, and
whatever they're pointed at the time.
Whatever they're pointed at, whatever they're shining on. And the cool thing about it is that they can separate this time. Like the 3 dots can actually go onto 3 separate targets, and it'll send an arrow to each one. You know, this is part of the Predator's helmet. So with this, she's actually able to, because when it was fighting the rest of the guys and when it's fighting this guy, she kind of figures out that that's how it works. That she sees that this strange light, which, keep in mind, Obs is the one that brought this up to me before. Comanches, you know, people in this time had never ever seen like a laser light before, so it's probably very, very strange. But she figures out that these little bright dots are what the boat, you know, homes in on or is attracted to. So she kind of figures that out. But they run because Naru tells the guy like, no, we don't have it has us, let's get the fuck out of here. So they run, and we're kind of treated to a scene that's similar to Jurassic Park 2 where they're running from the raptors in the field. And
Question.
Yeah.
Please tell me the dog's right by her side.
Oh, you don't want to know about the dog.
Yeah.
No, don't tell me that. I quit. I quit.
We're just playing.
Okay. I saw what he did to the snake, so I'm
yeah.
like, okay, that dog doesn't stand a chance.
Well, I can tell you. I can tell
the
you that
dog's
there
not with her at this point. I think the dog and her separated.
It's not Thanksgiving.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
there is a canine that gets gutted, like completely gutted. I will tell you that.
Well, there's a canine in Aliens, or Alien that gets gutted, or Aliens 3. I don't know. It's okay.
It takes its fucking skull.
That's
Well-
that's a wolf.
Predator though, so
It's the wolf.
Yeah.
This wolf is.
It's the wolf skull. Yeah,
Yes, it's a canine.
it's cool though.
If
yeah.
I remember correctly, the prey takes, or the predator takes the skulls of the, as trophies.
Mm-hmm.
So
Vintage predator.
Yeah, and this time it took it back to its like little lair, and we find out we see on the wall a Klingon skull. So you know what's coming.
Star Trek. Predators.
no, I don't believe that.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I haven't seen the movie.
Okay, I was like, wait. That's like two different things.
Roddenberry is rolling his grave now.
Yeah, he's been rolling for a while.
So anyway, the predator gets the guy that went to take shit because he doesn't stand a chance, and the girl's still running, and she gets caught into a bear trap. Like her foot gets caught in a bear trap. So needless to say, the predator easily catches up with her, but his style ain't to kill somebody who's defenseless and caught in a bear trap. So he picks up.
I do love that the predator has a fucking code.
Yeah. The predator like picks up the bear trap. He's like, "What the fuck is this?" And he's just kind of looking at it, and then at that point, like the fucking French guys come in, and they're like,
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu, what do we have here? Actually, I hate this. The movie has subtitles, right?
Yeah.
They have first of all, they have an English version, and they have a complete Comanche dub, which I think is awesome. And it has subtitles. You can turn subtitles on. Well, when you have subtitles for the French people that come in, it just shows in French, the subtitles. Like, I don't fucking speak French. I still want to know, like, everything that they're saying, because they say a whole bunch of stuff. Eventually,
They do say a bunch of shit.
They do eventually bring in a translator to translate, but still, I want to know, because they come out here, mon ami, sacre bleu, mon frère, and, they're saying all this shit in French. I don't know what the fuck they're saying, alouette, je t'y alouette.
On.
So, I mean, I don't know what
This
they're
is
saying.
just our terrible French accent part of the podcast.
You're gonna offend somebody.
Yeah, to our French listeners, please don't take any offense.
Yeah, sorry about it. Sorry that you smell and you make bad stuff.
Je m'appelle.
Everybody hates the French. It's okay.
Je
That's
m'appelle
great. Even the
Espionage.
French hate
Et
the
toi,
French.
comment tu t'appelles?
Remember that episode of Simpsons where Bart learned French?
Yes.
I can't.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Ferme la bouche.
Anyway, the French capture her.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9.
And there's a God. There's
counting
a
in
scene
French?
that
Take
we
over.
saw earlier that we didn't go over, where she sees all the buffalo and they're all fucking furred and like skinned, and she thinks no one really knows what it is. Obviously, it's the French because they're monsters, fur trappers. And she realizes that they did this, but they also have. Wasn't her brother captured?
Yeah, her
Right?
brother.
Yeah, they
He
have her
was
brother,
supposedly
they
on
have
the
the
other
dog.
side looking for her.
Yeah, they have the brother, they have the dog, they're all captured, and they want to talk to her and see what she knows about the predator, because apparently the predator took out some of their guys.
Yeah, they're
believe-
hunting it too.
Yeah, they're also hunting predator, because the predator has the finest pelts. And that's what the French want.
Hey, I'll be right back. Go
Great.
ahead and take over.
Alright.
2 minutes.
So I believe from there, the French decide to use them as bait, and
Yes.
they burn down a chunk of the forest and tie them to a tree. So now they're in this dead, burnt down part of the forest, waiting for the predator. And her and the brother are talking, trying to figure out what the Predator is, what it can do. Like, she's saying that this is horrible. They're just going to be bait, or he's saying they're just going to be bait. It's going to kill him. And she's like, no, it has a code. It won't attack us because we're defenseless right now. But we have to take it out. And that's when the brother says, or that's when she says it's impossible. And that's when the brother's like, nah, if it bleeds, you can kill it. And I was like, oh, he said the thing.
See,
which was,
I'm sorry. That's one
The
thing
meme
that
speech.
since like I'm still at the beginning, like
Yeah.
I had an instant liking to the brother, which I was assuming that was the brother, given the fact that she was talking to her mother. So I was like, man, I like him. I like his character. He's gonna die because it never
cool.
fails. Like you like a character in either a horror movie, action movie, suspenseful movie. The ones you like, they end up dead.
Well,
I mean, it's not like that in all
maybe
movies,
we'll have
but-
a pleasant surprise for you.
At least get him in the kneecap, not really kill him if he has to take damage or something. I don't know. I mean, not that I want
We'll get
anyways.
there. So anyway, the Predator comes up. There's a bunch of them on horses watching them, waiting for the Predator to show up so they can attack it. And he slaughters all of them on the horseback.
Yes.
And then he starts walking towards them. And that's when the French do what the French do best and fucking set off their traps. Because they're fur trappers. And they actually get the Predator down, I think. I think they get its leg in one of the traps and then throw a net over it. And you're like, holy shit, look at these little Frenchmen doing their thing. And that's quickly over as the Predator gets up and starts one of the best slaughters I've seen in a time. Let's see, what does it do? It fucking obviously has its arm blade, guts a bunch of them like that. It throws that sick ass net that fucking just contracts and destroys everything inside of it.
He has this bouncing Betty grenade.
Yeah, the bouncing Betty grenade is the last thing he does, which is sick. I like how they're so confused. And then the one guy's like, fuck that, and starts running.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so they go through this whole thing. Her and the brother get free. She sees one of the bear traps and she uses a rock to basically cut their ropes so they can get free. The brother goes and finds a horse because we're also historical and the French brought over horses and the Native Americans tamed the horses, and that's how they got to be so successful hunting. That's a little lesson from Prey. It's pretty cool. Anywho, from there she makes her way back to the camp. I believe, I can't remember if it's to get the dog or what it's to get. It's to get her dog?
Yes.
Yeah, she went back to camp to go get her dog. When she gets there, she starts slaughtering the French, and it's pretty fucking sick actually.
Yeah.
So she fucking goes ham on them, and no one's around. She's like, I feel like she's like, damn, no one's gonna believe this. But anyway, she gets the dog. That translator comes in. He's fucking horribly injured. He asks her for medicine.
One leg is missing.
Yeah, he's missing a leg. He asks her for medicine. He has the gun pulled on her, and he's like, hey, I'll teach you how to use this if you just give me some medicine and heal me. And she's like,
okay.
All right. I'll learn. So he tells her how to use the gun. She puts some dirt in his fucking wounds, basically, and then gives him some medicine that turns off. It makes his heat signature go away for some
Cools the
reason.
blood.
I don't know how that
was
works.
actually when they went to go find that one.
The guy that got named.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the lion. That's what she did with him.
Yeah. No, they set it up.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that's real. But maybe it is.
Yeah. Well, I know that there is some kind of plant that can make your pulse, your heart rate, super low. But I don't know about cooling the blood or making you cold or whatnot. But
yeah. But either way, it was pretty cool.
I love the scene where he teaches her how to use the flintlock, because he's like, first you prep the powder, then you wind this, then you put the powder into the little pouch, and you stuff the pouch into the barrel, then you take the stick and push this I think at one point she goes, is that all, or something like that?
Yeah, well, that's it.
It's like fucking
this whole fucking thing.
15 steps to load one shot. And it's like, you don't want to put too much powder, but you want to put too little. It's like, well, how the fuck much? Give me a unit of measurement.
Where am I get all the powder?
Yeah.
But
But
yeah.
at that
So anyway.
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it. No, take it. I don't want it.
Well, at that point, like the Predator fucking shows back up in that little village. So I think she tells the guy to play dead, and she goes and hides somewhere. And like he's looking around at all the bodies, and he's not seeing, sensing a body temperature because all of them are actually dead. But the one guy, the translator, who's not dead, his body temperature is masked as well because of that herb. So she's looking at this and she's like, she can't see him. And everything's going swimmingly until she fucking steps on the guy. Like
he steps on his nub too.
Yeah, he steps on the fucking part of the leg that's missing. So he steps on it. The guy pops up like a Jack in the Box, screaming his head off, screaming bloody murder. Which obviously, because if somebody stepped on your missing limb, I think you would too. So at that point, he realizes, like, the Predator's like, holy shit, this guy's alive. So he just fucking stabs him with his...
And he quickly stabs him. He barely gets a scream out.
Yeah, he really quickly just kind of stabs him with his little...
The Predator was startled.
I think so, because, like, he walked and he wasn't expecting it. He just stabs and the guy... What the fuck?
Jesus, man. Scared the shit out of
I
me.
think I'm gonna laugh at that part.
Honestly, we're spoiling this for you, Val.
That's a great movie.
No,
That's
it's
a great movie.
okay. I'd rather have this adaptation of the movie because it's more comical. But I'm still gonna watch it. Like I said, I started it yesterday, and then I try to watch it today, and then my kids are like, "Nah, that's okay. You don't need to watch it, Mom." So I'm just like, "Fuck, okay." So thank you. I don't mind at all.
Anyway, so the guy, he dies. He gets killed, and at that point, I think the dog comes out and starts attacking the Predator, right? And she reveals herself because it's about to.
The dog brings back the hatchet.
The dog brings back the hatchet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, at that point, like both.
Then they do like a dog-human combo.
Yeah. So both Naru and the dog. Sari? What's the dog's name? Siri?
Yeah, I don't know the dog's name.
Anyway, the dog. They start fighting. But just as it looks like the Predator is going to get a killing blow on Naru, in comes Tabe on horseback.
On the horse.
Yeah. And I got to say, this actually is a pretty sick fight scene. Like Tabe goes in fucking Mortal Kombat combo style, just starts fucking up the Predator. Like he hits him high, hits him low, he fucking kicks and strikes with his tomahawk, and he really is like opening up a can of whoop ass on the fucking Predator. At that point, at one point the Predator runs.
That's why he knocks. No. That's why he knocks the helmet off the Predator.
Yeah, that's right. He knocks the helmet off, and we get the reveal, and that
he is one ugly motherfucker.
He's fucking uglier than the other ones, man. He is. He's got a gaping fucking maw of a mouth.
Yeah. I was hoping someone would say he's an ugly motherfucker, but sadly did not.
Oh! No, wait, never mind. I'm stupid. I was gonna say, we didn't talk about the scene where they were tied up and used as bait, but I'm sure that's when
I talked about that. Yeah, that's when I went over that.
Okay, but anyway, so at some point the Predator realizes, like, I'm getting fucked up, and he kind of retreats a little bit. And at that point, Tabe has words with his sister, and he's like, get out of here. This ends now. I'm gonna finish it. And she's like, no, I won't leave you. And he's like, this is as far as he goes.
Before that, when they were fighting, since he knocks the helmet off, he shoots his thing. And that's when they learn that it's a homing thing.
Yeah, because the helmet points
it's on a tree. Yeah.
Yeah, it points at a tree or something, and the arrow shoots, and that's where she learns.
Yeah, that's where she learns that it's homing, and it goes wherever the laser goes. This may be important later.
Yes.
It may not.
But yeah.
Anyway.
To Nick's credit, yeah, the fucking Predator in this one is kind of a little bitch, because he retreats when he's getting his ass kicked. He cloaks, and as Tabe is having words with his sister telling her, get the fuck out of here, that's when the Predator comes back from behind and fucking stabs him, through the chest with his claws. And at that point, she's like, no, the classic, no, and whatnot. And then the Predator turns to try to chase her and try to kill her, but just before he can catch her, Tabe, the badass that he is, still alive, hits it with a tomahawk, I think, to the leg, kind of slowing it down. giving Naru enough time to escape. And of course, at that point, poor Tabi gets killed. But I mean, he goes out like a fucking champ.
Sorry, Val.
Huh?
It's all good.
What?
I told Val, I was like, Val, he might live. Who knows?
It's okay.
It's fine. Listen to the podcast. You'll get it.
Oh, you like that character, Val?
Yeah.
No.
That's okay.
No, I liked him too. I thought he was a badass, but I mean, know that he went out like a fucking champ. Like seriously, you'll see. He goes
I'm
out.
telling you, it's always the ones that you like end up getting got.
Getting got.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, the Predator just cuts the fucking dog's head off. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Anyway,
I'm gonna find the writers of this movie and throw hands.
That part doesn't happen.
No, that doesn't happen. But at this point, Naru has her, Arnold Schwarzenegger moment when she kind of starts like setting up traps for the Predator.
No. First, you're missing. She goes to the river once she escapes, like cleaning herself off. And then she sees the fur trapper, the main one.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He also went to the river, and he's like cleaning himself off, and like you zoom in on him, and then we just see her run up and bash him in the head.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was fucking great. And then we cut to her. I don't know if we cut to her then setting everything up.
No, we cut to when he wakes up.
Yeah,
and he
when he wakes up.
That his fucking legs are missing. She cut his legs off.
Yeah, she cut his leg off.
Legs? Both of them, wasn't it?
I don't remember. I think it was just one. But then like the rats are gnawing on it.
Ew.
It's so fucking it's nice and sick.
That sucks.
And she fucking tells the guy, "You bled my brother and used us as bait. Now I bleed you and use you as bait."
Yeah.
So
it was fucking great.
That's exactly what she does. So she sets up all the traps, like basically around this guy, using this fucking guy as bait. Which that part kind of not confused me a little bit, but it was kind of contradictory because she says, the Predator doesn't hunt this way. It doesn't want bait. It wants to hunt. But yet it does come for this fucking guy who doesn't have any legs.
She set up the gun.
Yeah.
She gave him a gun.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, she sets the gun, it's empty, but she sets it up and the guy goes for it and tries to shoot her.
Because, the Predator is slowly coming to the guy.
That's right. And she's hiding. She took
that medicine.
Yeah, she took that thing to cool her blood, and she hides like till it gets right in front of her.
Yeah, and then she like sidesteps, and the Predator just keeps walking.
That's right. I had forgotten that. It's been a little while. It's been a few days since I saw it.
Yeah, and the guy has the gun, so he's a threat. So Predator just fucking slaughters him. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, that's right. I forgot. He's made a threat because of the firearm. But anyway, at that point, she uses guerrilla hit and run tactics. She'll come in, swipe at its ankle or its calf or whatever with her tomahawk. She'll hide, hit and run tactics, and she climbs into a tree, and she really starts pissing the Predator off because. And one thing I did like is it doesn't look like in Predator 2. He cycles through a whole bunch of different vision spectrums, like visual spectrums. He goes through ultraviolet, infrared, night vision, all this other types of...
this was like a couple hundred years before, man.
Exactly, yeah. Which is what I'm saying, that I guess his equipment isn't as advanced yet. All he seems to have is the thermal vision, so he can't see her at all. So he's just kind of swinging at the air type thing, and she's, using hit and run, but... eventually, this fucking 7 foot tall, 400-pound Predator fucking manages to catch her. And he tries to decapitate her with his shield, but her head is like in between these two rocks.
Apparently that shield was inspired by God of War. Like the director said that.
Did he?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, it made a lot of sense. Like, that is basically fucking the shield from God of War.
The shield's pretty cool.
And then the girl with her, like, how she's able to retrieve her tomahawk, like how Kratos throws an axe and can.
Oh yeah, maybe that is. It's pretty cool. Yeah, she has a rope on it.
Doesn't he have a dog in one of them or something? Or is that just Fallout?
I think it's Fallout. Also, little key point during this whole thing. When Predator lost its mask in the first fight with the brother, she kept that. It never got it back. And that you see that she sets it up as a trap.
Yeah, she kind of puts it up on like a little pedestal or something.
Yeah,
she sets it up. She takes it back. The whole fight scene here, she sets up. I don't know if it's the same quicksand pit as the one she got caught in before, or another one.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But basically, it's a quicksand pit, and upon just looking at it, you think it looks like solid ground. So they have their own little fight. You know, she takes some hits, the Predator takes some hits, but at this point, you know, it's like, you know, she's about to lose, but she manages to lure the Predator into the quicksand pit, and it looks like the Predator fucking sinks, and it's like, that's it. And again, the Predator has its Undertaker moment, because it rises out from the quicksand, and it has this expression on its face. To me, at least, the Predator looked like, okay, I've had enough of this shit. Like, it just...
It's funny because you think about it, like, I think the chick was just maybe like 5 foot something, and then the Predator's like 8 feet tall, so like, he reaches the bottom, is like, alright, I'm just gonna stand up now.
Yeah, and he comes out, and to me, he looks like annoyed as fuck. Like, he looks like, alright, I've had enough of this shit now. So he brings up his little bolt, crossbow wrist mounted weapon, whatever, and shoots the bolt at her. But again, he doesn't notice that the helmet is mounted nearby with its lasers pointing right at his head. So he shoots the bolt, completely misses the girl, goes around in a, you know, full circle, and comes right back at him. And keep in mind, he's waist deep in mud, so it's not like he's really going to be able to move out of the way, so to speak. You know, so at that point, game over, man. Game over. Wait, no, wrong franchise. But,
Aliens.
Yeah.
Same franchise, but different movie.
Different franchises.
It's the same franchise. What are you talking about?
It was a crossover. It was a crossover of franchises. It doesn't mean that there's some...
Aliens and Predators are different.
Anyway, and that that just about sums it up. Except Naru, takes the fucking Predator, cuts its head off.
Takes the head of the Predator back to the village,
and takes it back to the village. And at
she
the end,
becomes war chief.
At the end, it's revealed that the guy that gave her the gun, his inscription is on the gun, and it turns out to be the same fucking gun that we see at the end of Predator 2. You need to see Predator 2, Nick.
Really need to see Predator 2.
Yeah, because the gun that shows up at the end of Predator 2 is the one that she gets from that guy.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's the one that's given to her. And at that point, we get the credits with a nice little caveat during the credits where it looks like, the whole tribe is celebrating.
Yeah, it's like cave paintings.
And then off from the fucking sky it shows the fucking Predator ship returning. Now, me and Obbs, we actually saw this movie. I went to his house and we saw it at his house. And we had a bit of discussion about this end credit scene, and because obviously that gun ends up back in Predator hands. So Nick, since you haven't seen, obviously we've already spoiled.
I know, Predator. I've watched plenty of YouTube videos about this. I know about Predator 2 gun.
Yeah, so obviously the gun ends up back in the Predator's hands.
Yeah,
and we're discussing.
My idea is, I think maybe they just trade it, because every time a Predator is killed by someone,
they come back for its body.
They come back for its body, but they're also like, "Hey, you killed him. Nice work. We'll
Here's
be back."
a souvenir.
And here's a souvenir, or like, "Hey, we respect you.
Yeah,
you fucking murdered him." And I keep hearing people feeling like, "Man, they slaughtered that village."
I don't think so.
Why would?
Yeah, they have respect. Like in Predator 2, they could have come out and just fucking killed Danny Glover. This fucking little bitch just shot him or whatever. No, they had respect because he fought and was able to kill one of their own. So they're like a warrior hunter race. So why would they come down and be like, fuck you all, and just start slaughtering? It's not like they need the resources. They seem to have a code.
These were a younger Predator and they just slaughtered people. They didn't have like super cool then. Yeah, I don't think so.
You know what makes me wonder about Predator Society? What if these are like fucking teenagers You know, like those fucking serial killer in the making teenagers that like kill squirrels and shit. What if they steal their parents' cars and come to Earth and just fucking torture humans because they're dicks? You know.
You haven't ever seen the Predator Homeworld.
It makes me wonder what the fuck is Predator Society about, you know? Like, Jesse told me, like, Obs, I'm sorry. Obs told me that it's like a rite of passage for the Predators.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So,
in regards to hunting.
my question on that is, when do they deem the rite past? Like, do they have to...
Once they murdered the most powerful thing there.
But how do they know there's not somebody more powerful than that? And if they keep going after the most powerful, like they find somebody, okay, so I killed this guy, but this guy's obviously stronger, I'm gonna go after him, and they keep going until they find one that can kill them. Because that's how the movies have worked. I mean,
I feel like a predator's dying by someone else's hands, like their way to go to heaven or something.
Valhalla.
Yeah, it's like their most, like, it's like the best thing that can happen to them.
Because, yeah, I mean, in the first movie, he goes after... First, he kills Jesse Ventura. Then he kills...
Not the body.
Yeah. I don't remember. He kills a sexual tyrannosaur. Then he kills... Who the fuck did he kill next?
Duke. A lot of people in that movie.
Duke and Dylan and
you son of a
Billy.
bitch.
And he just keeps... He's picking them off one by one. I guess trying to find the strongest one. And eventually, when he gets to the strongest one, they beat him. Same thing goes with Predator 2. Predator 2, he has Danny Boy, and I don't remember the actual names, but there's Bill Paxton, there's the girl detective, there's Keys.
Well, I'm assuming if it's like any, assuming the expedition's got never hunted or anything, it's for like a set time, whether it's a couple of days, a week, whatever.
Yeah, because they did come back from.
Yeah, so it's just gonna, whatever whatever amount of trophies you're gonna have.
You've accumulated in that time.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, okay, you have a pretty big score. Look at all these skulls and spinal cords you have. That's not bad. But because if I saw somewhere online for the movie Prey, this is the first time the Predator encountered humans as a foe.
So this is the actual first ever time that they've come to Earth,
or at least to come across humans. Because at the end of Predator 2, when they're showing the trophy wall, there's a T-Rex skull.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's.
I want to see Predator 2 now.
I did not know the T-Rex. I thought it was maybe like a dinosaur alien, like a different.
Because there's a T-Rex skull, there's a xenomorph skull, there's
they said the xenomorph up in Predator 2. That's cool.
Dude.
Yeah, they exist in the same universe, not different franchises. The same thing. It's just that the crossover.
I mean, they're both.
They were both Fox at the time, so maybe that's why.
But yes, then because with this Predator, it's the first time he encountered humans. Yes, his helmet, it's made out of bone with like a little metal part on the top corner, but like that's the extent of their technology at this time. Obviously they can travel through space and all that, but their weaponry is still kind of primitive, opposed to with Schwarzenegger in Part 2 where they have the shoulder cannon. So
I'm looking at the trophy wall and I don't see a T-Rex skull.
No,
it looks like one, but it has mandibles, so it's an otherworldly creature.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was like an alien.
It's a T-Rex skull with like some stuff glued on.
No, I'll put in the group chat and you'll see.
Well, anyway, I did like how the Predator himself actually looked like a lot more rudimentary and a lot more tribal. Because again, their technology isn't as advanced. If you take this Predator side by side to the one in the Schwarzenegger film, Schwarzenegger one has a fucking metal helmet, shoulder-mounted cannon.
It may not be the fact that it's advanced, but also maybe the fact that it's part of the challenge.
Maybe. I've also heard this Predator be referred to as the Feral Predator.
This one?
Don't know why. Yeah.
Feral Predator.
Well, let's see.
I mean, he goes after bears and shit.
It didn't even have the wrist thing to self-destruct.
No,
but it did have it, but it did something different. Remember, we thought that we saw it, and then it was the bouncing Betty thing.
Yeah.
So it did have the wrist-mounted countdown thing, but it did not blow up. What he did is he actually took it off and while he was fighting the
Talked about this where you were going.
oh, well, okay then, fine.
Okay,
Just saying, sorry.
So the feral predator was a Yachua that was actually very unique among predators. Like other predators did have the technology already, but this particular predator preferred to use more primitive methods of attack.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it appears to be a choice, and he was still young and inexperienced, but he was overconfident, and that was also a bit like he's like a hipster. That's all he fucking is. He's a hipster.
That makes sense because, like I said,
I prefer the sound of vinyl when I.
Because this fucking predator like went head first into everything, the wolf, the bear, and he would get hurt, but he was kind of.
I wonder what would happen if the snake actually bit him. Maybe poisoned.
Well, it also goes on because this predator prefers to use his hands to kill things, and not use the tools that other predators use.
Fucking snake wrestles a bear.
So quite literally, it's a matter of taste for this one.
Pretty cool.
One thing I will say that I like this movie a lot, but it lacked, at least when I juxtapose it to Predator 1 and 2, is I did not think it had a very rich array of characters. I liked Tabe, I liked Naru, but like in the first one, each one of the characters was memorable in their own way. You had the guy with glasses that was always telling the bad jokes. You had Mr. Sexual Tyrannosaur, Jesse Ventura. This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaur, just like me. You had Dylan, and his kind of like hidden motivations and stuff. Is this guy a good guy? Is this guy is a bad guy? You have fucking Duke, the badass, contact! I'm
okay. I'm okay with the fact that everyone wasn't like some super character person, because I feel like if they would try to do that, it would have been too much like trying to be like Predator 1.
Yeah,
in Predator 1 there were a bunch of badass killers, professional killers. These were just
tribesmen.
I don't mean they have to be badasses. I just meant that I didn't feel like they were unique. There's only 3 that I remember. It's Naru, Tabe, and then the dick that was like, when your brother comes back, we're gonna kill the lion, and he gets eaten. Like all the other characters, like in other words, they blended together a little too much.
They kind of did, but again, I feel like if we tried to make everyone their own special character, it would have felt too much like trying to be on Predator 1. Like, this is the tough guy, and this is the painter, this is the blah blah blah,
Yeah, I guess. But again, like in Predator 2 as well, you had Danny Boy, you had Keys, you had I can't remember the names, but Bill Paxton, the female detective. So there were teams with their own unique motivations, their own unique
Bill Paxton was in Predator 2?
Dude, you need to fucking watch Predator 2.
Apparently.
Yes, and he has
a good movie.
He has a fucking
he was on. I know exactly where he was at in Predator 2.
Hey Nick.
Yeah.
Want some candy?
I don't know what that means. I'm scared though. Is that Predator 2 reference?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You need to watch it.
Yeah, it's like the only one I haven't seen.
But
I think because every time it came on, it was like on like Fox, and I'm like, this isn't gonna be a good Predator movie. It's on Fox.
It's good.
All the cool stuff's gonna be taken out.
I will say that I did like Naru's character a lot in the movie. I do not think she's what has come to be called in the industry a Mary Sue. Like I said earlier, she between her expeditions, her hunting,
but she is a Mary. Oh wait, never mind. Continue. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say she's actually shown practicing. She's shown throwing the axe, improving the axe. She makes mistakes. She hesitates. She shows actual fear. She runs away from things. She gets hurt. She learns from her mistakes. By the end, she's not as headstrong as she was in the beginning, but she's definitely smarter, wiser, more resourceful. She learns how to use the flintlock pistol. She remembers the quicksand, and then later on uses that to her advantage. Figures out the Predator's weapon. She's intelligent, capable, and resourceful. She's not, she doesn't just have the answers right off the bat. It's like, that's how you actually. She went through what they call the hero's journey in the movie. She made mistakes, learned from them, became resourceful based on the situations she encountered, grew as a character, had losses, obviously lost her brother, had that motivation to finish this thing off, and yeah, she used what resources and abilities she had against it. Obviously, she wasn't gonna be able to fucking take the Predator on one in like a fucking wrestling style match. So she had to use hit and run, guerrilla tactics, masking her body heat, setting up trap spread and stuff like that. So I really, really liked the way they did her character. They showed her to be vulnerable. After she nearly got killed by the bear. I mean, she was straight up terrified. It gave her a sense of her mortality and that her death could be a real possibility. So, like I said, she's more humble, modest at the end, not as headstrong. So, really, really liked her building and her development as a character. Character development in modern movies is something that goes so underappreciated. I think it's not fleshed out as much as in older movies, so I really like that. So, hello.
That was Prey.
So,
it's nice to have a good Predator movie again.
Yeah. Obs, I feel like you didn't contribute much. Anything? What are your thoughts?
No, I thought it was a very good movie. I was pleasantly surprised with it. I was hoping it was gonna do good. I didn't really watch much of the trailers because, in general, I feel trailers nowadays give too much of the movie away. But I was very happy with the way the movie ended. So I'm just kind of curious to see what they do in the future with the Predator franchise. If they're gonna make any more similar type movies, and I'm curious with how well this did. If they're gonna do any type of similar treatment to the Alien franchise. I know the two prequels didn't do too good since those are kind of being at the helm by Ridley Scott. So I don't know if they're gonna try and do the same thing or just kind of scrub it and do something else or something different. But I definitely like the feel for it. I feel it was alright since the main movie was mainly focused around the girl. I forgot her name, but
no.
Yes. So I didn't feel like any other characters really had to get fleshed out since it was mainly around her and her journey of trying to prove herself and where she became at the end. But yeah, I like the little subtle nods to the if it bleeds we can kill it, and the little musket gun for part 2.
I would have loved to have seen it in theaters. It would have been a good theatrical.
Right now, if this thing if they do anything like that, I would totally go see it in theaters. It would have been so cool.
Dude, Disney's fucking shit up lately. Like fucking.
Hey, they're not as bad as DC apparently.
Well, apparently, like
fucking Warner Brothers.
Oh, DC is seeing that massive shit all over itself in every fucking way.
At least they fucking put this out on Hulu and then just fucking toss it in the can.
Yeah, good point. No, but like what I was gonna say is like supposedly Lightyear was shit, and they had another movie recently that supposedly was shit, and they put those as theatrical releases. But the movies that are actually good, like this one, they just send it straight to streaming. But
The Predator was a real bad movie.
That was a very bad movie.
By the way, fun fact: did you know that Starship Troopers is now on Disney Plus? I now consider a Disney film.
What?
Oh man,
what
that's
right.
It's Fox on there, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that means that the Brain Bud is now a Disney princess.
Nice.
The alien queen is actually a queen and not a Disney princess.
Oh, and that's why she's evil.
What the fuck?
Hey, the evil queen.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean Terminator, Alien,
Also,
Predator.
Fun fact is that the Starship Troopers is actually one of the top films on Disney Plus right now in terms of total views and watch time.
Starship Troopers?
Yeah.
I looked it up. I don't see Starship Troopers on Disney Plus. I see it on Netflix and HBO Max.
It is on
Hulu?
Disney Plus.
It is.
Ask me how I know.
I did a Google search.
How do you know?
Because my mom got after me because I changed the restrictions on my account, and she's like, my grandbaby should not be watching rated R movies. And I was like, Mom, but Starship Troopers is on Disney Plus, so I have to watch it, and it is there. So
They should change the
just watched it
name
the other day.
from Disney Plus to Disney X.
I heard they were
Hey,
raising their
all they have to
prices.
do, they
Yeah,
are in
yeah,
December
they are.
apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be,
All
just
they have to do
clarify
for
on
that is to turn the plus tiny askew, and make it an X.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
to be fair though, the whole streaming thing, like regardless of who it is, they're all increasing the prices. So it's one of those things that are like done in cahoots and stuff like that.
Yeah, bastards.
Yeah.
But anyway, Prey was great. Highly recommend you go watch it, even though we told you the whole movie right now. We don't do it justice. Well, we kind of did. It was pretty funny.
One more thing. Most profiles are set to TV14 when you try to pull up those films and stuff like that. But if you want to pull up the good shit, you have to actually increase the rating from TV14 to MA or rated R.
Yeah, mine was
Because-
set to TV14.
Both Deadpools and Logan are on there as well.
Right.
Yeah, when I put Logan on there, I was like, oh, fuck, I want to watch Logan. I still haven't yet, but such a good movie.
I've never seen Logan. I should watch it.
Oh, watch
Yeah.
Logan. Dude, it's so good.
I'll watch it. You watch Predator too.
I'll watch Predator 2. I'll watch Predator 2 and Logan. Like a fucking movie night.
Are the
Anyway,
Predators
real quick,
what?
before
Is
we
it on Hulu?
before we get too sidetracked or go into other topics or whatever, do we want to put this into the settled meter? Give it a settled to
Oh,
unsettled
fucking let's
score?
blow that thing off.
What?
There it is. The settle meter. It's got a little dusty.
the fact is that me and Val had recorded and I still haven't uploaded it. I'm going to a movie night for the Monster Hunter film, and we did put
Yeah,
out
that.
pull out the settled meter. But at that point, that's when, for those of you that know the circumstances I've had, that's more or less the time that my mother kind of took a turn for the worse, got sicker. That's when I kind of made my departure, that I hadn't been around, but due to circumstances, I should be around a little bit more now. But anyway, yes, Nick pulled out the unsettled meter out of mothballs. So Val and Ring.
It's set to rock hard.
No, we're not doing that.
Damn it.
Val and Ring, did y'all actually see the film?
Which one?
Prey.
They said no. They did
No,
both of
I
them neither
started.
watched.
I
Okay.
haven't fully watched it.
I said at the start, I have not. I have no intention to see it.
Okay. Well then, I'd say out of 0 to 5, 0 being or settled to unsettled, settled being absolute shit, unsettled being awesome as fuck, I want to give this movie a solid 4 out of 5. And Obs, what would you say that your score would be?
Yeah, I'd also give it a 4.
All right. And how about you, Nick?
I'll be different and say 4.5 because
Damn.
that means something. No, I really liked it. It was good. Like I said, man, that last Predator movie sucks so much ass. So fucking dumb. Remember that suit of armor at the end? What was that?
Yeah.
That was so.
I had a feeling that was supposed to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, but then things fell through. It's like, oh, it's gonna create this War Machine type armor.
So dumb. So it's so nice just to go back to basics. Now a really fucking cool Predator movie. So 4.5.
So with the average of the three of us, I say we give it a 4.25 out of 5 stars on the settle meter. Pretty fucking good.
Yes.
So
Check
with
it out.
that, I think that'll wrap up our next movie corner installment. Stay tuned if we decide to do a Predator 2 or a Logan movie corner.
I have a suggestion for what we should review next time.
I'm actually super down with Predator 2 or Logan.
The Barbie live action movie that's coming out.
No.
I was going to suggest that we review the Jurassic Park series.
We can do that. The
Like
Jurassic
the
Park or World.
series, right? The Park series.
The entire system.
The whole
Oh.
fucking that's the Jurassic Park franchise.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh.
that seems like a heavy order.
And no, we can do it because we can cover the films in
I want to
pretty
break
swift
it up
order.
in different. Yeah, okay. As long as we break it up in different videos, not do a whole fucking
All right, how
10
about
hour.
this? How about this? How about this? And this is so everyone here. I propose we do the Jurassic Park series or portion first, and then the other half will be the Jurassic World part.
I'll show up to the ones that I like.
I've never seen any Jurassic World movies.
I'll be there for 3. of them?
Road 1 was okay. 2 was interesting. And I'm using that word loosely here. 3 is entirely subjective to your viewpoint. Either you fucking love it or you hate it. Me personally, I loved it, and I do plan to get the extended edition, which is coming out soon.
Obs. I'm sorry, Ring. I really did not. I just popped in my head. I don't want to lose it.
Yeah.
Which is the one that we saw with Grandma?
I think that was the third movie.
It was 3, right? Okay, I'm
Yeah.
like, why do I have such a fondness for? Nah, and that's why. Okay, I'm sorry, Ring. Go ahead.
I was, like I said, though, Jurassic World 3 is entirely dependent on how you view the movie. Either you will love it or you hate it. Me personally, I loved it. I was infatuated. I did understand there were some issues. There are issues that can be overlooked very easily. That's why I'm doing the extended edition, so I can see more dinosaurs there, which is supposed to come out already.
Well, things to look forward to.
Yes.
Things to look forward to. We'll watch more movies, and you'll listen to what we think.
So, just to wrap this up, yeah, essentially I'm easing myself back into being part of the channel, so we definitely will be seeing more as far as movie corners, movie nights. Our anniversary is coming up, so sometime this month. I don't know, it might be too short notice to do something, but we'll definitely have some more movie nights because I enjoy those. Oddities and Entrails coming up in October. We'll still haven't planned anything out, so that's to look forward to.
Are we taking that trip to Salem?
To Seattle?
Where?
Salem.
What?
Salem?
Yeah, they were going to Massachusetts. Remember? You said
No.
it was going to be on the company credit card.
There's a company credit card?
Yeah, your credit card.
I don't have a non-maxed out credit card.
You're gonna get one for the company though.
I don't have a company.
This is our company. We'll do the paperwork.
Anyway, odds
was
and
a lot.
ensers, in and outers, like and subbers, twist and shouters. It is time to say goodbye. I have been Espionage DB7, the one, the only, joined by Obsolete2003.
Yo.
As well as Nickolas Zombie.
Hey, what's up?
Valkyrie Grinder.
That's me.
And Ringleader. Yes.
Vintage
Do
ring.
it grunt. Do it grunt.
It's-
There.
you know, it wouldn't have been right if he would have said anything. This is the most appropriate thing he could have done.
Anyway, we hope that you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Twitch, all that good stuff. You know, show us some love and we'll show it right back. Anyway, have a great one and settle down. Take it easy, everyone.